finále. Prostě budu sa tam fajtiť. Jo. Pozrite, koľko už tam je ľudí.
Asi 530.
Jo, určite.
Zatím už to je, no. Vím už.
Okay.
Ztratuje 1 minut.
Kto to je?
Já jsem mám Derka.
Fram. Grand Final.
Hej, to je kontroler? Hej to?
Takže je to aj tak.
No to je kontroler. Na počítač.
Kebyže tam je Mongrel, more.
Mongrel. Boxy.
Lebo kebyže tam je bugha. Ty vole, to čo je za grafiku? WTF? Okay.
No to není bugha.
Jo, ale kebyže tam je bugha.
Benjifish!
Čo?
Oni zabili Benjiho.
Fakt?
Hej, děj se to hrozně laguje.
Jo.
To se laguje ten...
Hej, prečo taká ozvená?
Tak ten ho zabil dobře, tady ten. I play Pokemon Go every day.
Jo, tak co je na streamu.
U vás je bouřka?
No, sumraky.
Že u vás je fakt bouřka.
No sú na zmrakem.
Malá bouřka.
Že bude búrka, no.
Co?
Vyzerá to tak, že bude búrka.
A zítra má prej počkat u nás. A u vás má prej bouřka být. U vás je každý den.
Skoro každý deň. Áňa furt.
Kolik není to?
A on dobrý mal. No. Finále. Aquamole. Sa volá. Pardon. Já taká ozvena.
28 lidí.
Kebyže ja som na to Jako podkopal. Oni, kde sú asi?
Oni má matro.
Kde?
Už 23 lidí.
Oni sú tu.
Nejsou z Plzně.
Jorvači. Jo, ale pri jsem tu. Jak je to? Tá benzínka.
Jo.
Podkopal.
20 sekund, 19, A co je tam ty sekundy
Já
nahoře?
nevím. Na 9, 8, 7, 6. Aha, to asi začíná. Vtedy, a to jsou asi iba nějaké highlighty. Wow.
What is going on, Fortnite fam? Welcome to the Fortnite Series. Welcome to the Fortnite Champion Series.
Měl správný.
Yes, Fortnite Champion
Hej, to je
Series.
taká
Jedu na tu horu.
Acts of Champions high. The hype in Acts of Champions is high.
Já si tě asi mute, bo ozvenaj.
What's up,
Počkej.
everybody? Thanks for having us. We're here to have a good time, watch some cool Fortnite action, and of course, don't forget to use your favorite emotes. Throw the grenades around, purple, orange, whatever your
Jaké
favorite color
emoty
is.
budou.
We'll have a great time. With that being said, I'm your host, Zeke, joining us here on the analyst desk. We got Shyway, we got Bala TW. Guys, I mean, the hype is so real right now.
I mean, I'm between hyped, excited, and every other amazing, awesome word because we've been watching along with these guys playing the FNCS solos for so many weeks, and right now, this weekend, today, it's the finale.
Yeah, I couldn't be more excited because grand finals for FNCS always means that we get some very, very
Takže
exciting
oni to
competitive
budú
Fortnite action. And
komentovať.
we're going to bring the energy, we're going to bring the fire, and I know these players are too.
Oh man, of course, we are going to get into the show, but first, very quickly, do not forget, we are tuning into all things easy.
Za to, že si to ty, to si ťa odmutu.
Hej,
No,
mám furt ženu.
už ne. Grand finále, Stofores. To je jak dobré.
Flare, stop, total.
Now it's the 100 best players
So
all the way
fun.
from the thousands, hundreds of thousands played. 6 final matches, 1 FNCS champion per region.
Přijmete.
This is the format that breaks everything down.
Victory Royale 14.
You get placement, or you get points for
Oni to budú
říkal
komentovať.
14 points over for placing highest for achieving that victory royale, and that will matter so much over all and everything, but you've got to find the balance, you've got to find some eliminations, because that is kind of some guaranteed points every time you pick one up. And the placements, well, yeah, I don't see how it is. It's
Víš,
very
proč
difficult to actually
dostal
agree
Jarvis
in
ban?
a competitive game.
Čo?
100 of the very best.
Víš, proč dostal Jarvis ban?
Now, of course,
No.
what's on the line here? The acts of
A ty to
champions
víš?
do that trope that
Protože je
they can take into
zakázali.
game and let the others in the lobby
Ne,
recognize
on
them
natočil
as
video s
champions.
hackama.
Take a look
Ja,
at
ja.
the line breakdown here. 80,000
Prvé miesto
players.
80
And of course,
000.
everyone that has
Ne,
made it
ne,
you
80.
So-
Jo.
walk away with something, which is awesome
Kde?
to see. And I mean, even if they were to place, say, last, you still have to
Nevím,
recognize
kde
that
jde,
one
kde
player
jsou.
of the best players in EU. Make sure to recognize them for their skill. Here is the
2
overall breakdown
milióny.
of
Dva, to si robíš srandu.
available there, and then NAE will be back for later.
Od sana.
8 milionů.
To není, to sú 800 000.
Real quick, guys, I gotta talk about something here, and
800 000.
Evropa.
that's Batman.
Na tím hraju já na Evropě.
Comes in many forms. Whether you're dangerously
Okay.
funny, creating havoc with wild
Oh.
players,
To jsem
flooding the
viděl,
island with your
jo,
best
to jsem
intentions,
viděl v
something comes
listopadu,
along with a companion.
bude Joker.
Madness. Become
Já jsem
everyone's
to viděl.
nemesis with the last laugh bundle featuring the Joker, Poison
Nebo teď
Ivy,
možná
Midas
bude.
Rex,
Peťo,
Massive
dívej.
Content, and 1000
Fakt jo?
You can pre-order the bundle through your
Let's
favorite
go.
retailer, and it will be available on November 17th. So definitely check out the blog for all the details. And if you can't wait for more DC characters, Harley Quinn, Catwoman, and my
To jsme viděli.
favorite Batman,
Jo,
brate.
in the get their costumes
Zase ozvena.
ozvena. Or they disappear into the course. Let's not forget Joyride has hit the game, and we will not be seeing vehicles in the competitive playlist. So just keep that in mind as
Brande.
watching.
No.
Guys, I did kind of touch on it just a moment.
Hej, počkej.
Other regions that are facing off, we should probably check with OCE and see how things are going.
Yeah, I think we should for sure because the competition over there was a preview of everybody else. These guys final action, and if you watched last night, our first action champion.
Yeah. Hej, zase ozvena.
Having that towards the the entire next season is going to be awesome to see. The winner of OCE overall was, of course, Jinx, RNG, Jinxie Fishy, and
Fishy.
the Oceanic champion. What a run that he had.
Benji
Yeah,
Fishy.
it was ridiculous. And this man was contested too for you're unfamiliar with what that means.
O, pozeraj, on ma.
He dropped with somebody fighting him, which means that it's very difficult to do what he did.
Wink,
But
fresh.
75 points.
Fresh.
Something else to note about Jinx. This is a
Pozeraj,
man
čo má.
of stature, somebody who
Ten
has
typek.
won the previous FNCS, so he was already
Pozeraj na toho typ.
holding on to that axe of champions.
Aha, pozeraj, čo má
He
ten
gets to
typek.
maintain
Ukaši.
going into the season.
Winners stay winning because he's fall from second place all the way down to 10th.
Jezus
Very
kurwa,
familiar
szkoły
names.
wygra Benji
Repo,
Fishy.
Asfit, Rax, Worthy all the way up to
This
second.
area.
Leia, Moose, Link at
Man,
7th,
this
and then
is-
Fresh at 6th. He's
Hero.
playing so phenomenally over during the day. Had some help during the day. Had some help as well from the chat, as well as Arab coaching him throughout the entire process. Past that too on the second place of Oceana. 11th down to 20th place. It is the same names we keep seeing, but look how close it was overall. Look at the prize money.
Počkej, to nehovoria. Za sebe, alebo čo?
Volks holding down all the way. Volks holding down all the way.
Cože, 800 eur.
To u vás myslím 4 000, ne?
Thresholds, look at how close that is.
Kolik je to u
More
vás
than likely,
peněz?
it is more than likely
800 euro.
someone tries to break away.
No však 800 eur, 800 eur.
Who has a champion, but Bram,
Ale
number
kolik
one,
to je?
holding down that number one spot,
Však-
holding down that
Jakože-
number one spot. 47 points, no victorials, but 11 elimination, and an average place of 25th. That in itself is a now he will hold
To vás
the active
neví.
champion high.
On 10 000. A, to je.
11 for him over 6 games. That is slightly under 2
Oh, Bram.
And everything matters. Tiebreaker certainly do in this case.
On říkal ten, ne, on říkal, víš co říkal,
Heard of Haruhiko coming in second.
že měl 11 killů.
These guys fell with the tiebreaker of eliminations.
A ten
will win the Asia
Jo.
region.
To je iba začiatok, ne? Začiatok, ne?
Tiebreaker back to back, 44 points.
Brandej,
Third all the way down to 7th place. That is insane to see. Still, that story continues. That story continues on the so positive. And as you mentioned, Bola, every elimination did indeed matter. Once again, down to Ruru from 11th to 15th place. They were tied. You go all the way down to 18th to 20th. Waldhawk, Bob, these guys were tied too. And it was very
Ne.
to remember
Krzyny.
every single play matters the most.
That's right, man. And this is something we're going to talk about for the
Jak
whole
Číňan
time, right? Is
vyhrál.
every interaction matters.
Ha.
Every time
Poko, on, vidíš Poko, tam je.
Zůstaň!
Has to wait. They have to reset and come back to the game with a fresh mindset
Zůstaň,
to
nejlom.
earn more points.
Ja nemôžem si sedieť.
And these guys have been doing it all weekend long since Friday. They've been playing in these set lobbies, these very difficult games. And they've already played it through, but for others, regions that we're looking forward to, EU up
Čo to je? Čo to je? Jajko.
To má být jako
first units of
quality play, s aimbotem.
And they've gone through so many
Milan.
different totals. We have
Milan.
top 25
Ayo,
down to the
Milan.
final 100 players. These guys are at the top.
Pasło.
Pascal.
Pavlovinku. No. Böhen.
Vlastně já stavím svoje.
Genzeha.
Flowers came out of Heat 1 with a
Genzeha.
a good start out of the early game. Tayson, who had the first start in Heat 2 with the royales. We've talked about the format, how much that matters. His lead was almost insurmountable after only 2 games.
And whether you're watching in-game in Party Royale or anywhere online, just pick a name over here, follow it through, find a new favorite player, and follow your favorite old ones too, like Letchi, like Fasroki, XVC, who's an insane winner, winning back-to-back games through all stages of the competition. These guys are about to play some of the hardest games of their lives and are going to give us some of the best Fortnite we have ever watched.
And yesterday was literally like a
Hi,
little
Sky.
taste of that, right? And we've seen
Hi,
countless
Sky.
people already setting their eyes on grand finals today.
Arti.
Bring some of the best Fortnite we've ever seen.
Sunder. Aha, tu je Sunder.
Head-to-head and kind of pull each other back, and at the very end, someone will cross the finish line. No way of knowing, guys. This will all unfold before our very eyes.
Yeah, I mean, Zeke usually asks me the question,
A teď
who do you think is going to win? I'm going to answer before you get to ask any one of these English players because they are
This
100%.
is a rapper key.
It's anyone's game. Every single person on all those
No jak mu načalo, piato.
And I want to add one thing to that too, because it might be anybody's game, but also think about the fact that one player after all of this, out of 100, is going to be walking away a winner.
Hej, oni mi to dali. Aha. Pozeraj mi, kde mi to prilepili.
Top 25 was on, and we thought about which 75 would fall. Now it's the 99 that will not make the cut. That being said, though, let's take a look at a replay that has led us to this point.
To si ty.
Yeah. If you haven't joined us on the broadcast,
Bam!
yes. There is 4
Wave
heats to play through.
Advis.
Each of those had 100 players, top 25
Čo
most
koľky
from every
dobré.
single one of them. We're watching the winner
Končilo
of
roleplaya.
one, and we're highlighting
Ej,
it
asi
because
docahá, dobre on.
surprising fact is coming out from behind and dueling a lot
Ale
of
to je fakt
other top
ovládač,
players.
podívej.
He did it with style, winning a game with something like 5 eliminations and then taking the lead from there and being consistent all the way through. That's why Vice is certainly somebody to pay attention to.
Yeah, the name to remember is Wade Advise, especially anyone with having Wade in front of their names. But just look at the way he broke down every game. It wasn't something under control for him at all times. It was always back against the wall, but with every sound of
It all.
But moving on into Heat 2, if you missed that one, this was fantastic. We already talked about Tayson's back-to-back, but he did it again with style too. That's why we have to keep an eye on him going into this. And there's some interesting things about him. We saw
Hej, uważaj.
that's where our previous FNCS Invitational solo
Ne.
champion came from.
Ne.
His dual partner,
A bude?
Janice.
Možno,
Janice is
možno.
playing today too, so these guys will have
A
to face
že
off against
on tam będzie
in the
slyšel.
same end games, and it's unpredictable as to what will actually end up breaking things.
There's another player too, and that Heat was Kingsley.
Hej, ale víš, že to je...
They had another came out of Semi Stack, so we'll have to keep that in mind. But moving into Heat 3, this is something that caught a lot of people by surprise. Why? Because X-Weez, while he has been pretty consistent overall, his placements in FNCS and other tournaments like that, nobody expected what he did throughout the qualifiers. Nobody expected
No.
day 3 into a first place on day 4.
To možná je?
First place in the Heat.
Co?
Ono to je možná,
The most surprising
že
performance by far,
bude
absolutely
u vás
impressive.
už smívat. To je tým,
Always puts themselves into
že bude to,
show his aim,
že bude
give
tma
his
takhle
insight
to
to
je.
the shots he likes to take. All these shots always culminate to a win. Landing the ball he needs to land to be able to get elimination and
To čo mu dal v
back to back. And he
Mě to
did
už
it
nebaví.
in multiple games.
Baví tě to?
Jo. Jak ho zabil?
One more. The first 25 players, we had to go through one of the most difficult ones overall.
Ale
There was
nejaký
players
emot
like
hovorí
Marvel
určite.
in the next heat. There was players like Reason, and those two have been going back to back against each other for quite
Reason,
some time, starting from the day
I
one,
know.
3 weeks ago.
Čo
But
to je?
Reason
Počkej,
showed
toho
up again, and even though his
Počkej,
duel
toho
was
jsem
the first
dneska
in
sledoval
this
na
heat,
YouTube.
Reason seemed to come out far and ahead. The champion of
Proč jsem to
that
proletěl?
one reason, I think, no
Wow.
pun intended, the
Yeah,
Holly
yeah.
had just uncontested drop.
Yeah, with no one fighting you down early game, you have a huge
Wow,
advantage
keď si pri tom
on
to
playing
vyzerá
the rest of your
hnusne.
game out, going for positions, going for wins.
Stay far.
Reason and Marvel have been able to battle it out once
A
again
jo?
today in these grand finals.
Fuj, to vyzerá
And it's the
hnusne,
final
nie?
round
Keď
for
si
these
hneď
guys to
pri
wrap
tom.
up this.
And the important thing to know from Reason, he did win back-to-back in Heat number 4 yesterday against players like Letwick,
Zase
who
to
had
vyhral.
even Kit Shockwave launcher to try to put him down. He does not care.
Komentár! Rýchlo sledujem, počkajte.
Games in terms of eliminations and wins, so that total amount of points.
Počkajte, ja vám to
Ridiculous
tam
from
tak.
Reason. Let's see if he's in form today.
Už tam je
Na TikToku?
Is in
Ne, YouTube.
form. A lot of these players, they already know.
YouTube je samačka.
Out. And just like we've done our research,
Super.
they have too. Now the question is, who will hold strong?
Dávám ti
Who will walk
suba,
away
díky.
champion? With that being said, guys, it is time to get into the first game of the day here in Season 2. So let's get ready to toss it over to our captain. We've got Clay.
Co je tohle z tebe?
Over to you.
Asi.
Ladies and
Gentlemen.
girls, Jonesies, Bonesies,
Patriku, to je...
theys and thems,
To je
welcome to the
Drivix.
first game of the FNCS Grand Finals.
Drivixův
I
tata.
hope you got your popcorn ready, whether it's literally or the emoji part of it out, because this game is about to be
Dejte
a
mě
blast.
vyhajzi. To co robí?
Ready
Co robí?
for seeing all the action unfold. I hope everybody's got their
Jo,
favorite
co
royale with
robíš?
their tickets.
Zase.
Chápeš, on si dával do
Tak
sebe prostě
I'm ready. I know you're ready.
popcorn.
Oni jako mysleli,
Enough from us. Let's take us into
Tak jo,
game
dívejte,
number
to je
one. The analyst
Drivixův
that set it up
tata.
so well. Shout out to Zeke, Bala, and Bala, but now we're into match number one. This is it. 6 games to decide who will walk away. Who will be arguably the most competitive region in Fortnite. It does have the most participants, and there's $100,000 up for grabs here. And here's the initial drop.
And it looks like everyone I think only one or two players.
Co to bylo? Co to bylo?
We've got Rezon and Holly Hedges. It seems like he may be alone.
One of the best comments I think I saw coming out. Everyone is really scared of Rezon. Look at spots, both in heats, and I'm assuming now in the grand finals. Everyone stays really far away from the bottom right-hand corner on the map. Not a single triangle from the other player. That's because he's done such a good job over the course of the entirety of his tournament to stake out the claim and also getting a nice little elite chest right there, granting him the legendary to go now. Head to center zone. He has those 6 crash pads. We've seen him execute on so well. Now big farm materials he needs to transition into the mid game. However, we've seen him go aggressive time and time again with a similar loadout. As now we swing on over.
And you saw how careful he was being. He wasn't taking a chance shooting that chest. He didn't want anything to go wrong in game number one. Because that sets the pace of your game going forward. Whether you get out to a head start or whether you get to climb your way back from an unfortunate off-spawn elimination. On the other side of it, does have players nearby. Loadout not as great as what we just saw on Rezon. And someone that also did very well in the qualifiers. Came out, I believe, got a second place there in one of the days. He's got that sniper rifle going for it. He's looking to step it up for elimination. I think he's going to be able to catch this play off guard. Snipe's going to come through. He's going to wait, and he does. Arden's going to go down. Elimination comes over for him.
Brilliantly done there by hand to set up. We've talked about it time and time again.
Ne,
You need
asi
to be careful,
možno.
but in
Nedá
the
sa
early
najít.
game
Neviem.
in particular, it's so hard to really know where your opponents are, keeping track of them. If somebody does get that first shot down and you're not able to react, it can be game ending. And going out there, it's so hard. A 0-point game. Everyone else have fun while you're sitting there waiting for the next game. Now we hop on board and Candy, who's going to be in the exact same position. Someone who's really been playing a lot better as of late.
He has indeed.
Hej, to sa laguje. To sa lagovalo.
High consistent games, so if you're able to get to top 15, top 10 every single game, you're going to start to make your way to the top of the leaderboard.
That's what the goal is for the end. We talked about so much yesterday how it's top 25 is all that matters. We're here, everyone wants to be number one. You have to walk away with that top spot. It's a solos competition. The grand prize in the actual champ that comes with all the clout that comes with saying, hey, in my region, best player in my region after
Hey.
coming down back-to-back eliminations, but now pressure from right.
Haroj Queen, zabij ho!
Straight to the AR.
Whoa.
That's what we talk about. Those early game fights just had the assault rifle and the SMG, opting to stick with the AR, and I think that might have been the wrong call, as the SMG could have offered him in that situation. The rifle comes through and
it was such a close call. That another engagement. It's between Wolfie and Maestro. Maestro inside one, the front foot, the pedal is down, the pedal one is down, and Maestro one is down. Shotgun is going to go down. Shotgun is going to go down. He's just going to go down.
Ja som sa vtedy nepozeral. A jak ho zabil? Čím ho zabil? Mu prebral zbraň.
Trumpáčem.
Jo, aha.
To je půl věc, zabil ho.
To tak Zorke sa pozrie zblízka na to.
Vypadá. Počkej.
And then they will also drop all of their materials, all of their loot, and an additional 150 materials, so an extra 15 builds that you can go over and sweep up. That ends up being really key, particularly in the mid and the late game now, as I'm on board here with the Ventex, who takes two really big shots.
He is, but luckily enough for him, Crash does not have any shield pop. Now, it's not going to be as good as he is going to be fine in that big shield pop.
It's crazy. I'm Captain New Mode.
Ej, už nerob, chápeš?
Does not look well for them, but it seems like the matchup will be popped, so he does get back to fighting HP. 150 HP is enough to withstand some shots. As Precious now, exactly what he needed to do. He needed to turn that defense that he was waiting on into that offensive moment. And now Precious in a very bad situation. 6 builds remaining, no HP to really work with. He's gonna have to hit a really big charge shot there. Yeah, he goes to the box.
Wow, tři vrevky. Dobre ho zabil, dobré.
Hit that big charge shot, holding it up and punishing the player, particularly when you see two players get that finishing blow right away, like No Luck Nebby does there, finding Kira to close out the fight, because you can have. Oh, Nebby! Don't even forget my point there. Nebby showing the power of the hunting rifle, showing up,
On mu dal
catching two players on the
sniper
outside. However,
činovku
look in the
ešte
bottom
toho.
right-hand corner, a third
Čakaj, ja sa
player is now
pozriem na
rotating
stream, čo
by.
mu dal,
So
lebo...
can Nebby get all of these resources and get out without getting engaged on them? Those are two monstrous shots. He's got to
Jo,
feel confident
hej,
there,
on dal
definitely not
snipe.
living up to his name.
On dal snipe, vtedy ešte keď postavil tu schody.
Nebby with an amazing aim there. Getting what he needed to get started. However, someone who is not having amazing luck is right now. 134 effective HP in the spot. You're off spawn on rotation. Now he is going into the orchard, which does allow these campfires and the apple to give you 5 HP per consume. He's going to be in a good spot. He's going to really farm up. But Janice drops TV stack. And look at his metal, only 97. Amanda Cini with only 97 metal is not what
Počkej,
he's used to.
nie,
And this is definitely impacting his gameplay.
Hej, ten plickaxe mám aj ja.
Yeah, and it's going to be tough there. Tons of players will know where he is, stoking that campfire, putting on the smoke signal. You can see him with those apples dropping, but instead opting to burn the extra wood. Good trade-off there.
Co dělám?
Rande. Lurking and trying to catch out the FNC.
Rande.
Janice over on the side, and he does get some real quick. Again, we talked about it on the side. If you're not ready for it, it can be a game ender right there. You get caught out. And honestly, I think that's a little bit on Janice there. You don't want to be on the edge of the zone and caught gaining materials. Like, yes, you did just get in. You can feel safe. You're back up at that 100 health, 100 shield threshold. But you have to know what players are rotating on that side and going to be behind you and spend.
Ty ešte tie hviezdy tam hore.
we're gonna hop on over to a three-way fight.
Hej, jak se říkal, ty hvězdy, jak tam musel sbírat. Za ty challenge a jak ti dalo jeden tír. Hej,
Akce kontroler, no.
Jak byly takový ty hvězdy, co ti dali jeden tír?
Jo.
Jak se to jmenovalo?
Já nevím.
And so far it's been
Yeah,
the story of the third
better
party
pass
media
starý,
players
či
talk
jak?
about it all the time, whether it's your friend or your favorite streamer. That third party is the extra player who comes in. So if you're taking a 1v1, somebody else rotating by says, "Oh, you guys are preoccupied." Versus Sundev picking up the 2 shots there, and then controller closing it out with that epic tactical shotgun. Going to be on board.
Ova Arion. To je ale kemper. Že kemper jeden blbý. No konečne využil. No poď proti typkovi. Akože veľa nábojov nemáš do MP. Ale tak poď. Poď už. Vľavo máš typka.
Máš tam aj asociáka.
Ako sa máš? Ja sa máš. Dobre.
Ako sa máš? Ja si mám ubud.
Mám sa dobre. Lebo pozerám Fortnite.
Pozerám Fortnite, ani sa nechci dívať na YouTube.
Black Knight.
A teď jenom ten mod grál.
What? Controller player. Dice controller.
Try and encourage a little bit of active play, which we see here from Orion taking out Queasy. He's going to be queasy about that. Just being game ended right there before the rotation occurs.
Počkaj, ja sa pozriem do hlavy Fortnite. Ja sa mu pozriem do hlavy. Vidíš? Vidíš tam tú hlavu? Pozri sa do jeho hlavy. A on tam má toho. No však jaká hlava? Však normálna, nie? Fortniteovská. Černá. Takže stále to vyzerá divne, čo robí. Stále to vyzerá dosť divne. To čo bolo? Mu dal. Počku.
I mean, just look at the loadout. Perfect birthday art, craft pads.
Dobre, idem pozerať. Tu otvori, aké píly more.
Now we swing on board. Milan,
Au! To bolo. Iwa, ide, Dimitri. Počkaj, tak to bude. Takto. Tryhard skin. Byl Anas, Morena.
Banán.
Swaggy.
Aha,
on neakceptuje friendly. Čau Harley Quinn. Ahoj. Jo.
Placement threshold just came through as well. Now he's doing it. He's got a very great loadout. Secured himself a very good placement here.
Ja mám taký fos.
Very, very good, like we talked about. He's already stalking another player. He's looking to take.
Tri fosy.
Yeah, and that's controller 7 from the FNCS Invitational. We saw him have a
Controller player. To nie fos. Ty, aký sval má, ani vôbec žiadne nemá.
So, if you're kind of new to watching competitive Fortnite joining for the first time, part of Royale or Twitch or YouTube or Twitter or watch Fortnite, what do you care about as you're watching this game as a Nos will take it down?
Ne, odpojil sa.
Thomas HD also picking up eliminations to put us below the
Že sme hrali ten Party Royale.
Dobre, stali
A
sa
jak sme
vyzerať
potkali tú Renegateku. Jak sme
No.
potkali tú Renegateku. A jak tam byl ten Skull Trooper. Jak jsme jezdili na lodi, už to?
No.
Ta renegade simulace se tendra. Ja přímo ta renegade frajeři. Asi tak proč čestíme se tam málo.
Then it's every 10 and 5 players. Somebody ends up falling.
Jsou tvoji kamarádi geuši. Jsou tvoji kamarádi geuši.
Čo jsi to povedal? Ty tak nabijem, že morej se nespamätáš. Wow.
And that's something to contrast with the fact that he also plays really aggressive in the early
Really aggressive?
able to convert. He's had some of the highest elimination throughout the entirety of the
And I was going to say, I'm surprised he's not going into this player's box. That's literally just in front of them. Someone else tried it.
Koľky sú tam ešte?
You can tell he wants to get into this box.
63.
Maybe 63. He wants to go in, but he's got Letwick right above him, so you can tell he's being a little bit more cautious this time around. In the heat and the qualifiers, he knew a little bit of leeway. He was able to play a little bit more aggressive and still get top 25, which is insanely impressive. Now, the biggest impact of the game right now is going to be the hit Shockwave Launcher and Thomas He's already got the elimination. He's also already near the next zone. He doesn't have to rotate very far, which is really good for him because he only has 94 materials.
He only has 94 materials and he's right by the priority on high zone. This is the 4th zone, which is the last safe zone that's completely inside the current
Vždycky sa stade pozerám.
Half in, half out, kind of signals the transition into the end game. Thomas helps end Sebi's game there. He's going to be sent back and have to queue up after that. And Thomas hits him with a favorite emote. Hey, if you got that emote in your party royale, mimic it right now. Let Thomas know you're with him and sending him the aid because he has a really good shot to ride this game out. With where he's positioned after the 4th zone, you don't want to head super central. So all of a sudden, if that half-in, half-out zone pulls to the south and is on this high ground, and he has all the shockwave launcher,
Okay, ja idem, papa. Okay, čau.
Really difficult.
Nie, komentároch. Písali.
Over the course of this game, is going to
Dobre, ja si idem tiež sáknuť.
And he's already doing that just with his AR. He impacted Sebi. He's going to take down passive. And this is very, very good for him because he doesn't have to go too aggressive to get his elimination. They're kind of being hands.
Okay, nechce sa mi už pozerať. Okay, pozerať. Tak ahoj.
Grasp is his surrounding, looking at every possible angle and getting eliminations. And speaking of that, Mr. Savage going to pick up elimination there onto Verstroki.
Yeah, and you can see that action kind of being driven as players are forced to rotate in and start to get priority position because it's not only just about being safe here, it's about establishing yourself for the next rotation because that half in, half out is so important in terms of priority. But right now, Reason is 5 below the damage threshold, so once this zone clears, he'll start ticking. Keep an eye on the top left and then the bottom right-hand corner. That number will need to drop down to 50 players before Storm Surge turns off, and if anybody were watching who's below the threshold, they'll start taking that 25 damage every 10 seconds, and Reason just able to get himself above it with a nice tag there, and he's starting to get aggressive. Talk about the utility of the crash pads. We saw it in the package beforehand in Ball and Child. Talk about how good he can be aggressive on the low ground, and he gets Heatsy there, which is a huge elimination as well, because he pulled that half-in, half-out zone we talked about. Everyone who banked on it being up on the high ground saying, hey, if it pulls up here, I can win the game. Well, they were wrong. It pulled away from them, and they'll be the ones who have to rotate as we hit top 50, meaning Storm Surge turns on, second round of placement points goes through, and everyone is going to be rotating.
Fortnite a TikTokovej Fortnite. Dohromady spojení.
Lois as well. He kind of fashioned himself a little bit of a base here that's got the experiments edited in a nice way so we can see down on players rotating. And this is where you want to be. If you do pull half in, half out, you want to be looking at players. You want to be exposed to obviously.
Hej, Kubo? Hej, streamuju,
Tvoji kamarádi jsou gejouši.
Co? Jo, tvoji.
No nic. Tak já ani žádný nemám kamarády.
valiant effort, but just a little wide.
Aspoň mám rodinu.
Trying to give it a haircut, but no Storm Surge tags in play there as we see Kami tag up a huge.
Wow, poď, zabij ho. Dobre.
Gets the second onto Badil, who had picked up Savage, so Savage again going down early.
Savage!
Elim and the 2 placement thresholds, 3 points for him there. As we continue through, we can see Flois and Scrib still in, Helix as well. Skype,
Kubo,
one of the now veterans, and they call it boomers in the lobby.
Pozeráme finále
FNCS. Are 20 years old, and that is the oldest players who are in the match. But Skype has been
bol tam aj pani Fishy.
Every one of these finals. We're hopping on board here.
Froggy.
A ještě tam je Savage. Je tam Savage.
Froggy.
Co?
Ale hej, ale mne to prípada niečo to meno, to Froggy, no asi jo.
On si myslí. Jak to, že mám tě, Kubo, ve friendech?
Já mám fokusáka, nevím, kde je fokusák.
Já nevím, kdo seš ty. Jakože se máme ve friendech.
Jo. Kamu, já nemůžu hejbat tou myší a můžu chodit jenom do stran.
Hej, a ty máš ve friendech Branda?
Nemám na friendech.
Já nevím. Tam tady je nějaký video. Nějaký tady hrají turné.
Hej, Kubo, pojď sem. Jo. Zabij ho. Froggy. Ale to je jakože teraz jo. Koľko má matra? Asi málo. Ne. Nemá málo. Ne, málo. Jo.
Veľa matra nemá.
Surge will also turn off his top 30. We're closing in on it. There it is. Scouts picking up a pair to make sure he gets there. That's Adian and Diablo, we saw yesterday going down. Thomas also goes down.
Hej, poďte si sadnúť. Ako vo...
Fokusák má wonderku.
Skype as well.
Ja mám aj ikonika.
But we're still on board here with Quartz Froggy, and we
saw
how much work he can do on the mid-ground tarp here, and he's continuing to run through with that charge back and picks up Scouts as well, and we're in through another placement threshold. So this is what happens. All the action for it, so keep an eye. Flois all the way up on the high ground, Kiko has priority on the low ground, and then everyone else is the tarp in between. But Hen and Reason are still up on the mid tarp.
I think Flois was able to pick up that shockwave launcher to what it looked like. He may have used the crash pad to take it, but Mongrel leaves gonna fall there on the backside. He's on Thing on 4. Crash pad will come out here for Hen. He does have a lot of materials left. 3 eliminations there on the backside. A shot come through on the hit. He is going to be able to block it off.
Ale veľa matra nemá.
He will be good as he realized already losing HP. He's going to take down a player there as well. Not going to fall. Flois does have it, but it seems like a crash pad to maintain high ground, but Bad Sniper coming up. Decembro's coming up as well. Everybody is coming up to high ground. Reason trying to make it through.
Kebyže to je jak buka. Hej, WTF? Se nejako aguje.
On eliminations, you have Flois in your top right, Froggy in your bottom right, everyone else on the wide. You can see Flois is up on that ultimate high ground. Deceptos in hand, down on that low ground just above them. Froggy waiting for his opportunity to keep an eye on the no
Froggy je to.
Getting down to the final.
Jo.
Tomu je to hustý, jak to vidíš to. Jakože obráceně.
Really good job at just maintaining that high ground control as we're closing in on our top 5.
Hrajete někdo Brawl Stars?
It's all about getting in the top 3. Boom, we have it.
Froggy
Bad Sniper, Froggy, Hen, and Flois.
Jo, Hen zabil. Hen zabil.
Kámo.
Hrajete Brawl Stars?
Froggy. Jo, ale teraz ticho.
Kolik máte pohádku?
4 000.
Měl jsem 20 000. Měl jsem 20 000, už to nehraju.
11
Počkajte, teraz už ticho, hej. Dvaja proti sebe. Froggy proti Floisovi. Furimu.
Flois to vyhraje.
Jo, bo má aj high ground. Poď, a on má aj kick shotgunu. Jo. Musíme to tu ešte.
executing on the top-down phase, the mythic weaponry, more importantly, showing the versatility of that shockwave launcher, launching himself down and then finding a gap to launch the opponent out.
Teraz možno, že tam bude hrať celý. Alebo...
Taking home the victory royale, but we'll see where the leaderboard shakes out. We're gonna toss it back on over.
Jak tam je to postavené?
Man, a strong start here in Q, really coming out with a nice flow. Flois finding himself a victory royale. Guys, this final fight between Froggy and Flois, both players walking at 1-1, 5 eliminations. The Elim and the victory royale is a 4-point swing. This is gonna be a good tone, a good tone setting for the rest of the competition.
We saw it in every region, right? 1 point matters, and that's a 4-point difference for that win and the Elim. The coolest thing, though, to me was the versatility for Flois and how he was playing every single engagement differently and using his entire kit to be able to hold.
Hey, Hukashi.
6 eliminations, 20 points, and that victory royale.
Hukashi.
Yeah, but there's also other people lurking near too, and with only the first game, don't forget there's 6. People are starting to establish themselves. I see Hen in 3rd place right now with 15 points. A sign that he could actually be on that hot streak.
More nejdeš radšej sola.
Letwick though played significantly well yesterday, and he's there again towards the top.
Lebo ja chcem pozerať hlavne toho, jak sa volá. Už sú tu traja. Bro. Že tu nebude ten. Fizz, Mongrel. Mongrel. Hej, je tu Mongrel.
Now he's off the line, but he needs to take that next step and turn this into a full-on sprint toward the end. Is this the momentum he needs to do this, though?
Yeah, I mean, for all the
ja som pozrel Mongrel a Mori. Kej Mongrel. Ale má koľko mal. Diabo.
As well as the points, so that's a combination of the placement and elims these guys have. So let's see, got 5 points in placement that game in 22nd place. 1 elimination, that's 1 point each. But kind of sitting at
the bench fishy.
No one has to go for top 50. Everyone here is focused on that win. And they're just slightly behind. Still though, really hot off the
Ja som říkal, že tam je benže fishy.
Ja taky vietam. Hej, vlastne, Lukáši?
No?
Či sa ti páči meno Danny?
It shifts a little bit in grand finals. People start to
Ne?
make decisions and play with the mind a little bit of each other. Force things that you might not be comfortable with.
Grappler!
A lot of that is going to dictate that drop spot, right? And how that could, I mean, we're talking about 100 of the very best in the world. If I'm going somewhere and my peer is going somewhere that I'm used to playing with and against, that is going to dictate my play and theirs.
I mean, it always starts in the early game, right? Just in general, the entire tournament. Well, if you do bad, and now everyone has different expectations. If you're like Flois, you're at the top spot. You guys mentioned it. Now it's a bit of endurance. Holding it.
Hej, pustu na jednom místě. Počkej. O to... Ne, buď tak.
Being uncontested increases your chances of winning tournaments by tenfold.
Nic nedělej.
Kto to je? Kto to je? Mrsevič.
Josevič.
Ja som spektátovať Seviča. Hej, to vyzerá hustě. Fishy!
To force nobody to land with him throughout the heats. But you know what changes now for Benji is that Noah was going to be landing in the same main building. And of course Noah did not want to do that challenge. One of the best players in the world at Oxfam fighting did not want to challenge Benji whatsoever. He'll leave what success he had throughout the qualifiers to end up going against Mr. Savage.
I mean, now it's going to be even harder, I think, for Noah even freer. But how did that look in game number 1, right? We're talking about these names, and we missed one of the biggest ones from the first game. Flowis, who ended up getting the Shockwave loot. Didn't start with it though, he was at the order.
Ale kdy to skončí?
Difference from what we see from Flowis because usually it is the Shockwave loot that he's going for.
Víš, kdy to skončí?
Nevím.
But it doesn't matter, he'll grab it anyway.
Joj, bože.
To jsme viděli.
Podle mě je nejlepší ten, co vlevo.
Proč?
Nevím.
And this is kind of like
Jako v Číně.
Má nejlepší hlas, podle mě.
like, yes, of course we have mythic items to play around, but for someone like
Okay.
Lewis, it's like
Yo,
he's
ma.
gonna walk up and he's gonna take a fight and eliminate you, and that loot is gonna be put in his hands. It's like, okay, I'm already good. I'm already at a 10. You're just giving me that loot and now making me an 11.
Yeah, and also to think about other people who usually have that opportunity to make it through. There was a lot of the big names. I mean, Janice fell off spawn, which you did not expect for him landing at Steamy Stacks with two players who play kind of passively in that. He got sniped. There was also a number of different people who fell in the mid game.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing and the number one word for all these players right now is momentum. Flowis finding that Shockwave launcher gives them a bunch. Janice getting taken out, as Baller just mentioned, stops the momentum overall. Right? So in game number 2, he's going to have to find a way
Kto má
to
najlepší mikrofon?
and then get ahead of everyone else with momentum.
A lot of missions here to start the day. Guys, I do want to
Tam to jdu uprostřed.
Jo.
ready.
Podle mě mikrofon má najlepší ten vpravo.
In Europe. See the action.
A ten vlevo.
Uprostřed.
Thank you so much, Zeke, Shio, and Bala, and I mean, I'm just so excited to see because I'm a personal fan, or like I'm a advocate for the fact that game 1 is kind of setting its tone, but you
Yeah,
really
it's a
get
mama.
sense of how the leaderboard and how the lobbies are going to play after game 2, because particularly with solos, it's about consistency and who's able to turn over a performance from one game to the next, and you're really able to see that going down in the second match.
And into the third as well. If you bounce back in that third and you really submit yourself at the top, you got a chance.
Savage! Nie, Savage Fishy.
Benji, somebody who definitely needs to turn the line, but Savage is going to go down to Noah Riley in the
Savage je mrtvý.
Unfortunately falling. Looks like Benji is trying to take down Kiriachi in the time being.
Yeah, Benji trying to set up one of those ambushes here on the side. You can see him trying to pick up Kiriachi as he's
Ty vole.
He is going to find the initial burst shots there, opting not to use that sniper rifle and instead closing the gap on him as fast as possible to see if he's able to get it with the attacks coming through, using the tac shotgun and the high rate of fire to push through the box. And well done, Benji. He talks about the contestant over there and he says, contestant 0 out of 10. Yeah, he doesn't even give him a point. Benji taking it down there, and that's 2 elims. Right off from the start for him there. You can see in the bottom left hand corner, the two most contested areas are
Fishy je najlepší. Kto je lepší? Fishy, Mongrel, alebo Savage?
Není. Dodo.
Ale myslím z těch troch.
Yeah, I don't know why 5 players are there.
Já myslím, že nejlepší Skyler.
Ale z těch troch, co on povedal.
Jako ty musíš
Z těch troch chlapů.
A jo, jemu radši toho uprostřed.
Umil Mongrel!
What he can do with it, that mythic burst AR is so good. From him. It looks like he's not going to need it now. It looks like he's not going to need it now. They're going to have to back out. Mongo, they're not going to back out. Mongo's not going to let him do it. He's running out of AR ammo. He is running out of AR ammo. But he says, you know what? Who needs an AR? I got a shotgun and a crash pad. I'm going into the box. He's going to miss the jump a little bit, almost deploying a crash pad there. But the continued pressure that he's keeping up is trying to keep this player from going any higher. It is Smudge just trying to get away.
Hej, prečo máš takú ozvenu?
Like, he had to resolve that fight right away, because even picking that up with the additional match drop now only has 52 materials. Once it is in the zone, since it did pull towards that, he's going to need to find it with so many other players around him. It's going to be really hard
Hej, kto to je?
max out quickly, but now hop on board.
Nevím.
Benji Fishy.
Jo, ne, to je Furik. To je Furik. Sorry, Furik.
On je... Hej, oni hrajou hrozně jak boty.
Jasně, ty by si ich poražil.
Jo?
Hej, pojď se sáhnuť k nám.
Použiju crash pady.
Jo, crash pad, to je. Nemáš crash pad. Batman. Nemáš, tak daj, tak daj.
Jo, počkej, chvíli.
Jo, bo si ho ide zobrať. Vrax! Jo, vrác tam bol.
Aj to mi prolí.
Nie, bol tam normálne Vrax. Počkaj, musí tu byť. Hej, ono vytáňa. Tam bol normálne Vrax. Počkaj, kde môže byť? Kde bol? Ja som Vraxa, ale normálne tam bol Vrax. Hej, on... Aha. Normálne tam bol Vrax. Jo, díky.
There are some areas you can't build. Players look to have an immediate drop, but Leftwick is set up a really in terms of its close quarters combat. Just having that epic SMG as well as the tactical shotgun in a legendary pistol with really high rate of fire.
Zostało edytować.
Like it should just stand and pressure hardbind. He's gonna be looking for an ambush here in a second, but right now, both players just farming.
Teraz tam musí byť Vrax. Ale vážne, bol tam Vrax.
Dobre, věřím ti.
Lebo vtedy si išiel, musel ísť more po crash pady.
Nešel.
Jo, šiel si po crash pady. Vtedy.
On the other side, we've got Wolfies who's in a fight against the Marauders. Hopefully he's able to get out of those. The Marauders are very, very potent. They shoot you, they throw things at you, and they just will try to eliminate you at all costs. And they've got very, very good aim. With that hunting rifle there in the inventory.
No však.
Wolfies is pretty low, but he's got pretty low as well, 150
Jo,
now the Marauders are coming in here. The third party this fight. Sometimes the third party does not always have to be an actual player.
XL
This is really good for Wolf. He's allowing the Marauders to go after this player and go after
som tam teraz išiel. Aha, to sú Marautery.
But if he goes in, he's got to be careful. He can't look to go in right away with all these Marauders around him. It's going to be very, very, very hard to build through and walk through. As you see, the builds are going to get broken. You see the Marauders. The shots are coming in down to 11. He's only got 2 minutes remaining. Watch that place. He can't build anymore. Got a player right there in front of him. Sniper shot going to come out, and it does. But he goes
Vato getting picked off there, but the Marauders catching
Hej, poď tam házať
no
ty.
build, no natural cover nearby. Ardit soaking most of the aggression, him opting to go down. Ardit will clean up all of that. So
Vágr,
to pick up the site, but the Marauders ultimately enacting their revenge there.
Neměl žilo.
Matro.
Particularly in the open, the builds there will target those and will try and take them out.
Wolfies, zase on.
Get rid of aggro when you're around.
Zase úplně na stejném místě.
Vato not going to be happy about that. He's trying to get
Jak tam edituje?
tag there, and Wolfie's punishing him right before he goes down. He says, "Hey, if I come down, you're coming down with me." And also deny. It could have gone over to Ardit. So he's going to be upset his game is over, but at least he was able to pick up a little bit. As we can see, he's used to fast starts placing first and 5 Elans as well. So
Wolfies start.
his confidence into something more as he is over on the northeast side of the zone with plenty of
Proč je tak málo lidí?
However, he has
Zase
priority
to
on the
ako.
rotation, but not a ton of materials to really do it. You don't want to be forcefully do it. You don't want to be forced to burn there's metal in the burn here hard materials, because once they get built up, they provide. However, just so much harder to get naturally as you move through the
Guys, koľko je hodín 26?
Flo is finding Cammy there. You can see immediately he's
tak
going to head over there. Immediately he's going to head over there because he's like, hey, I need those mats. I need those refreshers. In the term, refreshers in the term, this is it, because that's going to be refreshing for him.
What a shot and a heads-up play by Flo. He did that as well as ammo. He did that as well as his ammo was pretty low too. That's 374 AR. That's not enough going to an in-game competitive Fortnite game. You definitely want to have a little bit more like Noah Riley here. Again, takes off Mr. Savage and now has the loot to show for it. They got Legan clutch with down though with those tags. But the big shield's going to be popped there. Now Noah has to be careful. He wants to go aggressive. His instinct is to push in with that crash pad and get the aggressive play. But that player back up to full HP. He's got to be careful. Shots go through the edit. Not going to connect on the shots there. Noah over the top. Shots come
Keď toto by bolo koniec streamu.
And now he's going in crash pad in. It doesn't matter.